Welcome everybody to our November 18th, 2021 Town Board meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and take a moment of silence for all those out there that work very hard to help other people.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we had on the agenda an Eagle Scout presentation by a young man, Kevin Murphy, but he couldn't make it tonight. Jim, you wanted to get up there and maybe say a few words about this project?
I wanted to give you the map. I spoke with the commission and Joey and about projects that we might want to consider with Woodbury. In particular, the thing that came to mind was, we have a 3,300 acre state park here. There are actually three entrances.
You're gonna have to go up there now.
Yeah, we have,
Oh, okay.
you can speak, turn the mic on, please.
Thanks, Jim.
I wanted to,
Turn the mic on.
Button.
oh, agree. Appreciate just a few minutes, because I may not be available when the next meeting, when in fact in this case, I believe the Eagle Scouts are discussing this as a potential project. I was at the commission with Ray and Joey, and I wanted to point out to the Recreation Parks Committee that we have a huge resource here. It's a 3,300 acre state park that is adjacent to the community here. In fact, there are three entrances to this park. One is near Woodbury Falls at the Blue Trail, or it's what's called a Long Path Trail. It's probably the scariest trail I've been on this coast. I mean, it is incredible. You wouldn't believe that we have that kind of terrain in this town. The other trail is actually at the boundary of Woodbury and Monroe, near First Avenue. That's the Jessup Trail. The Jessup Trail extends all the way from Outer Kill Road in Cornwall, in this case, to Monroe and Woodbury. Those trails are maintained by the State Parks Department and the New York, New Jersey Trail Conference. There is, in addition, a trail here in Woodbury that begins at the dumpster up at the reservoir.
So we should have moved that dumpster, huh?
It's the Red Trail. It's an unknown trail. It's actually a little over a mile long. It's a 750-foot ascent of Scunnamunk. It is partially marked. It had been marked before. You can see it, and it's sort of indistinguishable markings. It's kind of red splotches of paint. It's a very technical trail. And I appreciate the fact that the Eagle Scouts are looking into this, but it does need adult supervision because it can be dangerous. And I think given the season, they may not be able to start until spring because any ice on that trail could be fatal. It really is a cliff. The map that I gave you, I circle the area of the trail. As I say, it's a little over a mile long. It extends from the drive there next to the dumpster north into Scunnamunk. It rises about 750 vertical feet. It follows a stream bed, which is mostly a rock. This is not a casual walk in the woods. The other thing is that about 500 yards onto the trail, there's a bog which needs to be bridged by some planks or some other things so that the walker can get through there without getting wet. You wouldn't want that. In any case, that was a proposal that I put before the commission. I would appreciate the board's consideration. It's not an expensive proposal. I had suggested we should use the national trail marking symbols, which are 2x4 squares. In this case, it's a red trail. there's a couple of different ways of achieving that. One is to paint them using a template on the trees, but the longer term thing is they actually have reflective markers that can be affixed to the tree with brass, brads, very small nails. And those are very good because they are more visible because they're reflective. It's hard to explain what this trail looks like. And it's very confusing when you get to the top of the ascent. Because the idea is we're supposed to meet up with the Jessup Trail, the one that goes north and south through this Mountain. So I think it's probably like a $200 worth of material, but there's a lot of labor involved. And it's a good outdoor exercise for Eagle Scouts. As long as they come equipped, they have to wear proper shoes, leather gloves, or some type of covering because it's a scramble as well as walking. I think it's a very good project for them, and I think it will open up this trail to a lot of town residents who didn't realize that we had this huge asset. Those trails lead actually all the way back up to Black Rock Forest, which means that you can literally go all the way up to Storm King Mountain from here.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. I'll pass it on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, anybody else with public input?
Good evening, Lori Hotel, County Legislator. I wanted to say that I noticed that the holiday decorations are already up on the poles and they look wonderful. Thank you to your crew for getting them out and doing such a wonderful job. And I want to wish everybody a very happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you, and hopefully you keep that 12-point lead. Anybody else that wanted to talk?
Maria Hunter, I just want to say thank you to Fran from the Parks Department who sends out the emails in a timely fashion and how she separates them from parks and how she separates them from community events. The community events are very important to the community, and there's some things on there that I just learned about, so I want to praise Joey, who's the department head, and Fran for making this available to the residents who sign up for it through the emails. Thank you.
All right, and actually, Jeff, if you scan right where they were talking, you'll see that there's a new plaque up on the wall. That is a plaque that is attributed to every town supervisor that has ever served in the town of Woodbury, starting from 1889 to present, and come January, we'll be adding a new name up there. But this was a project that I gave to Lena to do for us, and I'm very, very proud of it, and I think that teaching the history of this town is very important for future boards and for future people that will be, up here, so. That's it. All right, administrative business. I need a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the town board for 11/4/2021.
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the 11/8/2021 special board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of abstract number 22, Desiree, please.
Abstract 22 contained vouchers 211717 to 211800 and totals $1,284,884.23.
Thank you. I need a motion and a second to approve the abstract.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Budget mod, Desiree, please.
There are 4. The first is for Central Communications by increasing a $1,650.400, Central Communication Cable by $1,365, and decreasing a $1,680.200, Central Data Processing Equipment by $1,365. Next is for the Parks Department by increasing a $7110.482 trees by $4,550 and decreasing A 7110.463 chemicals by $4,550. The next is for Joe Sewer District Number 1 by increasing SS1 1930.400 judgment of claims by $465.51 and decreasing SS1 599 appropriate fund balance by $465.51. And the last is for the senior center by increasing A 7620.411 office supplies by $100, A 7620.200 equipment by $2,205, and decreasing A 1620.400 contractual expenses by $100, and A 7620.469 kitchen food supplies by $2,205.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion and a second. I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's go on to new business. I need a motion and a second to approve the Gatsby proposal. The Gatsby is a report that we receive every year that basically gives us every piece of equipment, building, anything that we own that's over $5,000. I'm sure there'll be a few new things on that list this year, including a pool, place for our guards that are gonna be at the pool over there, and a few other, and we're at a new sensory park, and one day we'll have a pickleball court. So with that, it's the same every year, it's $4,500. I need a motion and a second to approve the report. It's not the actual report, it's to have them do the report.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Bob.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I need a motion and a second to approve the town hall's lease with Kent Management. I think we have a resolution for that. Desiree, can you please read that? Because I don't have it.
Sure,
Oh, Joe, you want to read it? Go ahead.
sure. And just to clarify, it's to both renew the lease, authorize you to sign the renewal of leases and extension of leases, and also to authorize you to sign the right of first refusal that Kent has now provided to us.
Correct. And when you're done with the reading, I'll explain.
Did you sign that first?
Yes, I did.
Whereas the town of Woodbury currently leases space in the Woodbury Professional Center as the town of Woodbury Town Hall from Kent Companies. And whereas the town board of the town of Woodbury wishes to continue leasing the same space to be utilized as the town hall. And whereas Kent Companies has prepared a proposed renewal of lease that provides for the continued lease of the town hall space through November 30th, 2031. And whereas Kent has also agreed to grant the right of the town the right of first refusal to purchase the Woodbury Professional Center should the property be put up for sale. Now therefore be hereby resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor enter into the renewal lease between the town and Kent Companies to include the right of first refusal on the property, subject to review and approval of the documents by the town attorney.
Thank you. And just for point of reference, it is a,
Nothing, I said subject to review of him, so I was
oh
asking.
no, he's,
Okay, okay,
yeah. It is a 5-year lease with the option of another 5 years, which makes it a 10-year lease for us. I think that, well, I can't speak for future boards, but right now, the build is just prohibited, cost prohibited, and we have a pretty good deal here, so I'm recommending that we do go forward with this lease. And I like the fact that they put in there that if for any reason they decide to sell it, the town has the first option to purchase it. So with that, I need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. I need a motion and a second for the town board to review and approve the workman's comp renewal. They gave us 2 forms there. One is for a 1-year deal, which is about approximately excuse me, $101,000. And then we've got the second option, which is a 2-year deal. The first year is 97,000 and change, and the second year will be based primarily on how many incidences we have with workman's comp. If it's under 25%, we'll get a certain percentage off. If it's 50, percent, under 50%, and 75, and so on. So my recommendation that we do the 2-year deal. If anybody have any questions or discussion? Okay, so with that, I'll make a motion that we accept, you authorize me to sign for the stating that we are interested in the 2-year deal, and then move forward with the workman's comp.
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign the 2022 MOA with Jewish Family Services. We've been doing this with them for quite a few years now. I thank Tim Marone for getting this started in the town, and the difference this year with all the other years that we've had is that they are now we are hiring one person from Jewish Family Services to administer, along with Neil Kraus, who has also done an excellent job running this for us. And if ever the time comes that Neil resigns or whatever, this person would be taking it over. It's an extra, I think, $1,500. And so I'm asking a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign that MOA.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, I need a motion and a second for the supervisor to sign the dial bus IMA with the town of Monroe. It's the same as it's been every year. It's just something that we do every year, so,
Motion.
thank you.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the auction results for the police bus. The first time around, we did get 2 bids on it, but nobody wanted to actually pay for it. So we rebid it, and we do have a bid, Desiree?
Yeah, it's actually the same price as last time, $3,100.
Okay, and we have a person that bid on it, correct?
They bid on it, once you accept it, then they try to get them to pay for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I make a motion and a second that we accept the results of that auction. I'll make the motion, do I got a second?
Second.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, 3,100?
Yes.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, I'm sure that makes the chief very happy. We need to schedule, I make a motion and a second to schedule a virtual town board meeting on December 30th, 2021 at 10 a.m. And the purpose is to approve the final 2021 abstract.
And Mr. Supervisor, I would just include in the motion and to take such other actions as the board may need to take at that time.
Okay, and we will take any actions that would be needed at that time, that the town board feels that it needs to make. So it'll be basically an open agenda, but its purpose is to finalize the last abstract. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I need a motion and acceptance to accept Karen Poggio resignation as Woodbury's town collector effective November 8th, 2021, and then to reappoint her on November 29th, 2021. And let's make a motion and a second, and I'll explain it.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Yeah, I think you need to reappoint effective November 29th,
Correct.
You
right?
gotta be careful what you explain to this person.
Well, all I'm gonna state,
I'm just letting you know.
all I'm gonna state, because people wanna know, it's something that's going on, is that, it is a glitch with the, retirement system, and it is just something that she needs to do to, achieve what she's trying to do with the retirement system.
She'll be back, she'll be back to 29.
Yes, and she'll only be paid for first 5 days in November and the last 2 days in November.
Well,
And,
can you do them separate, cause I have to certify the resolutions to the retirement system separate,
okay,
so I think we'll do.
okay, so I'll make the motion that she resigns, and we accept the resignation as of effective November 8th, 2021, as the, Woodbury tax collector.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Now I'm gonna make a motion, I need a second, to reappoint Karen Poggio as the Woodbury Town Collector, effective November 29th, 2021. The term to expire, correct, December 31st, 2021. And then, of course, she's won the election, so she becomes our town clerk, our town court collector. Effective January 1st, 2022. Okay, so I need I made the motion, I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I need a motion and a second for the town board to accept Anita Bauman's resignation effective December 14th, 2021 from the library.
Make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, Jay, this is I don't know if it's on the new, because we've got several, yes, it's on.
Yeah, it's on
Okay, authorize I need a motion and a second to authorize Joe McKay and Al Fusco to review the town property on, at Hadley Farm Road and Southfield Falls Road, for future use.
Motion.
Second it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bob?
Future use, I don't think
What we spoke about the other night with them, they wanted to do the driveway.
Aye.
I know, and, okay. Thank you. All right, let's move on to old business. Want to give us a John P. Burke Memorial Pool?
Right, and let, Joe, if you want to come up with a short update this week.
Update on the pool is they're still digging for putting in the surge tank. That's a lot of work, is a really big surge tank going in, so they're still doing that and piping. And probably next week, the water department is gonna come down and I believe gonna help us find the water line, so we can get that water line done before the winter sets in. And they're just gonna get as much as they can done before the weather gets bad. So they're moving along every day, and that's where we are right now. It doesn't look like much is going on, but there is a lot going on. They took all the forms off, all the concrete, all the forms are down, everything's shotcrete, the concrete, it looks great. So they're doing whatever they can, before, like I said, before the weather goes. But that's, it's going a little slower, but there's a lot of work going in that one little pit area, so that's where we're at for now.
And all the sides and the floor is all done,
Yeah,
and
everything's done, yeah.
when you see the size of it, you will say to yourself, what do you mean it wasn't gonna be big enough?
Yeah, it's
It's huge.
it's gonna be awesome. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, we had, today at 2:00, we were supposed to open up the, bids for the approval for the pickleball court, and unfortunately, we received no bids. So, we'll be closing out that bid. Do I make a motion and a second to close that out, Desiree?
No, you noticed that there was no bids.
There were no bids, right. Now, I'd like to make a motion and a second to authorize Desiree to once again publish, bids for the, pickleball court.
I'll make that motion.
Second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, the, October 21st, 2021, the monthly report, the supervisor's report, Desiree, please.
The supervisor's report for October 2021 has receipts totaling $264,477.10 and disbursements totaling $1,685,337.82.
Okay, I need a motion and a second.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We did receive the town clerk's report, the ACO report, the police communications report, the library minutes of, October 26th, the library director's report, the Parks Committee minutes from October 19th, 2021, the Parks, Buildings and Grounds report, the Beautification Committee minutes from November 4th, and the budget versus actual. So, let's go to board member comments. Jackie?
Thank you, Frank. So, I just wanted to, take a moment to thank, Eagle Scout Kevin Murphy for, selecting the trails as their project. I do the Jessup Trail, and, I value the trails that we have in our community. They're beautiful, especially when you wanna get out and appreciate Hudson Valley. So I thank them for taking that initiative, and I'd love to help out. Just as a reminder, the Jewish Friendly Services will be hosting their volunteer training on November 23rd from 10 to 12 p.m. The Climate Smart Community Task Force will be doing their Climate Smart Woodbury Zoom also on November 23rd at 7 p.m. If you'd like to find the link, you can follow us on Facebook at Climate Smart Woodbury. Also, on the 23rd will be the Senior Center. They will be hosting the Thanksgiving lunch for our seniors. So I wanted to thank the Senior Center for doing that, as well as the town employees. That will be at 12 p.m. So I wish the seniors a very happy Thanksgiving lunch. I am very regretful, it's very regretful to see Anita Bauman leave the library. I've worked with Anita with regards to the teens in the upper room, as well as just local events, and she has been all over the place, advertising and promoting things that the library does to make sure that they get the highest engagement in the community. So I thank Anita for her dedication to Woodbury, and I wish her well in her future endeavors. And just happy Thanksgiving to everyone this next week.
Okay, Councilman Bob?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Beautification and Village Highway Department for getting those utility pole decorations up in such a timely manner. Really looks great, and there's gonna be a whole lot more coming in December up at the parks. And best of luck to Anita on her future plans. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Tom?
Okay, I want to start off tonight with a brief financial update from the office, the town board office, with a special thank you to Eileen Sullivan. Within our general fund, at this time, towards the end of November, the hotel tax revenue, we anticipate we could exceed the budget amount by, the budget amount of $175,000 by over $85,000. With the mortgage tax, we're looking at the possibility of receiving $195,000 more than the budgeted amount of $250,000. And the expenditures continue to remain within the budget. For the police department, the sales tax revenue, we're looking at the possibility that the revenue could exceed the budget amount by $315,000, which is great news, because along with the other revenues and keeping expenditures within the amounts provided in the budget, we expect to recover some of the decrease in the fund balance from 2019 and 2020. As with the departments within the general fund, the police continue to keep spending within the amounts approved in the budget. So it was special thanks also to Chief Watson. I would like to also wish Anita the best in her future endeavors and thank you for her service here with Woodbury. The beautification committee, of course, and the highway department. I came here this evening, came home from work, I drove down, and it was really, it's a holiday season. That's when you know it's a holiday season when we see them up. And so to the beautification committee, Maria and her group, and the highway department, Rob White, thank you very much. Finally, lastly, there's a member in our community who's been here for, a very long time. She's a terrific woman, a terrific lady. Unfortunately, she just suffered a tremendous loss of her son, Evelyn Vigalotti Marker. And my thoughts and prayers go out to her and her family at this time. He was a special young man. He was a member of our community for 55 years, and we just recently lost him. So, to Evelyn, my thoughts are with you at this time, my prayers. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Desiree?
Yeah, at the last meeting, you set up interviews for the 4 various committees that you have for being held on December 6th. I had suggested we could schedule that as a special meeting, but you said not because it's a work session. It's not a work session. So did you want to do a motion now to schedule that, or did you want to?
No, we spoke today, and we're gonna move it to the 13th, which is a work session. That'll give you time to.
Before we go further, what's the reason for the, I thought we were doing the 6th.
We're gonna do it on the 6th, but that's like 2 days after, basically, she received all the things, and people, it's not really giving people time to have to be able to make it. So, if we push it back 1 week, on the 13th, it's a work session for us. We can start it at 6 o'clock and be done. It shouldn't be a problem because we do meet on the 18th, but we're not picking them until the new year, so.
So, let me, I didn't catch up.
No, go ahead, that's what you're gonna say.
So, Desiree, so that would not be, an issue with you. I think it makes what you're saying, it's a courtesy to the people that are being notified.
To both to Desiree, who would have 1 day basically to, because you have to have them in by the 3rd, that's at 4 o'clock, so by then Desiree's going, she goes home at 4, and so she would either be calling them on the weekends, Friday night, or Monday morning, which would give them absolutely no time to,
I'm not actually gonna be in that week because of my.
right, yeah, we spoke about that,
So I
but
was-
you should be
I
able.
was planning on doing it on the 3rd anyway.
To get it done.
Yeah, to get it done before I'm off.
Well, you're anticipating to be back by Thursday.
Oh, I wouldn't be at your meeting on the 13th.
No, I know
It's
that,
work,
but-
it's interviews, but I'll be back to work on the 14th, 13th, at a follow-up appointment.
Would you be able to call them and set up the appointments? I mean, if there's a problem, we can delay it.
Probably not on the 6th because I'm going
No,
to be.
obviously, obviously.
And I'm hoping maybe on the 7th, but probably definitely by the 8th. I mean, I was
Right.
planning on doing it on the 4th before I left, so that it was done and I didn't have to worry about it while I was convalescing.
Well, tell me, I think the 13th just works a little
I mean,
better,
if
it
it's
gives
up to the
everybody
3
time.
of you, because you're the 3 that
Yeah,
are
you're doing
there,
it,
not
yeah.
me,
I know,
so it's
I
up to
know.
you 3.
Thank you, Desiree. I hear where Frank's at, it's a courtesy to keep off it, but, it's up to you, does this 13th work, or would you rather keep it at the 6th?
It doesn't matter to me, to be
No,
perfectly
no.
honest with you, the people that will be doing the interviews are the elected people. So it would be you, Tyler, if Bob pulls it out, it would be Bob, and then whoever else wins the election. I won't be there and neither will Jackie, so that's how it will work.
So I'm sorry, so that if Bob doesn't pull it out, sorry, his words, then it would only be 2 of you and you wouldn't have a quorum anyway, so you wouldn't need
No.
to have a extra meeting.
There would only be two.
What do you mean, they'll be on, there would be, you would be inviting the people that actually,
You would, but they're not part of the board right
No,
now,
but
so
they've
a
been
quorum
doing-
would not be present of the
they
current board.
wouldn't need a quorum.
So you wouldn't have to schedule a special meeting, is what he's saying, if you do it on the sixth. So whatever date you wanna do it in, I don't need it for the minutes, because if only two of you are going to be there, it's not a quorum present.
Correct.
But I do need to know for scheduling purposes. So are we doing it the sixth or the 13th?
So just to be clear, the people
The
that
sixth.
are interviewing cannot be chosen by the current board.
Correct.
Is that what
This is gonna be voted on at the reorg.
you're saying? Yes, so then.
Correct, so I've always done it that way during my term. You know, if you're the outgoing people, we don't show up.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, as letters come in, I can schedule, I usually try to group the same committee interviews together, so that you're doing one after the other for one committee, then one after the other for the next committee. But I can book them as they come in, so that we only got 2 letters.
Is there a problem with it being on the
What is
13th?
the deadline?
Deadline is December 3rd.
Tom, is there a problem?
It would be, yeah, right now I have an issue with the 13th, but I'm just thinking what would work the best. The election's gonna be scheduled to be certified tomorrow,
Well, they're gonna finalize counts
but
tomorrow.
finalized
I won't
counts.
certify it till
December.
December is when I get the certification.
certified by November 30th.
Okay.
The 30th, but the counts will be finalized tomorrow. And then we would, at that point in time, if we kept it at the 6th, then we just notify the individuals
People elect.
that are elected.
And you did announce at the last meeting was at the sixth, so anybody applying should be aware that it's the sixth and should have their calendars available, in my opinion. But I mean, it's up to you guys, I gotta know what to do.
We'll leave it on the 6th.
I'm glad we brought up the discussion.
No problem, it's not a problem. Okay, so,
No. I never get told on those work sessions, I don't know.
we're not canceling a work session.
Still haven't moved.
We'll do something else on the work session. I'll find something for them to do for the work session,
So that, but to
okay?
have,
Just so we can have a work session.
but to have the work session, you need a quorum.
We will have a
On
quorum.
the 13th.
You're confusing one thing with the other,
Never
Joe.
mind, I'm gonna stay out.
Thank you, appreciate it, not a problem. That's why you're in the top 100. Okay, anything else, Desiree?
One.
Anything else? No, okay. Joey, did you have anything else?
Just a couple of things. We got a couple of dates, so if anybody's out there when they watch this. December 4th, we're gonna light up our Winter Wonderland up at the reservoir. Be from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. There'll be hot chocolate and some coffee and some donuts for the kids. The library will come and do a reading, and so that'll be at the 4th. December 11th is our holiday party at St. Pat's. Same thing, Santa Claus will be there. We'll have arts and crafts for the kids. We'll have some pizza, DJ. We couldn't do it last year, of course, but we're gonna, it's coming back this year.
What time?
That time will be set. We don't know exactly. It'll probably 5 o'clock to maybe 8 o'clock, but we don't know exactly yet. Something about the parks, I don't know if I told this the last time, but the bathrooms are closed for the season. An email went out, so anybody's walking around the park, you know, do your business at home before you go around the park, because the bathrooms are closed, so, that's it. We did the pool update. Again, I wanna thank the highway department. They came up today. They dug a trench for us, so we can put some electric, outlets in for the, dam, so we can put the lights back up. And, they took all the stumps out at the back of our building. So again, thank you for them, and that's all I got, unless you guys have any questions. Oh, good, thank you.
Okay. Maria?
Thank you everyone for saying how nice the decorations look on the utility poles. And once again, thank you Rob White and the men who put that up. They seem to enjoy that. They have the route planned out. I gave them the 10 additional ones and it looks good. Next year, we're gonna be planning on taking care of the south end of town, in Central Valley. It needs some additional lights put up. When they did the reconstruction of Route 32 in Smith Clove, we lost a couple, so I'll work on that next year. Also, Saturday, 27th after Thanksgiving, there will be a tree lighting ceremony with through the village with the We Are Woodbury group. Rob is decorating the tree. That's his thing to do. Beautification will supply to Rob whatever he needs to decorate that tree. So I just wanted to let the residents know that that is coming up. Joey mentioned about the Winter Wonderland. I'll let Ray talk about December. You're not gonna talk about that? Okay. There was something else we were gonna talk about. But, if you go up to the reservoir or from Ridge Road, you'll see snowflakes all lining up the workshop up there. Thank you to Phil and I think DJ and I think, Brandon, was he involved in purchasing or, no? But the DJ and Phil with the Parks Department, Buildings and Grounds, they decorated the building up there. And you'll also see some decorations on the salt shed and the highway garage. So we're trying to hang up everything so it looks festive. Thank you.
Okay, Ray, did you wanna say anything on the parks? Okay, Chief, are you still here?
I am,
You wanna say anything with the police?
Thanksgiving traffic, stay away from the commons.
Thanksgiving traffic, stay away from the commons. Good advice. Hopefully people will actually take it this time.
The mall opens at 6 a.m. Fridays and
Friday.
7.
Right, the Woodbury Commons will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. They will be open at 6 a.m. Friday morning, and then obviously the rest of the weekend. So, you know, you've been warned. I warn you every year, and every year I get a call from someone been stuck in there for several hours, and what do you want me to tell you? Okay, as for, I wanna wish everybody a very happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. I think the lights look great. I'm happy that they finally come more towards my part of town. It was very eye-catching, and it was very nice, and I appreciate that, because I know it always stopped about a mile down the road, so it's a good feeling to see it. As Tom had stated earlier, because people are constantly calling me up, asking me what happened with the results of the election. They will be recounting tomorrow, and we should know finally by tomorrow who is going to be our supervisor and who will be our two councilmen. I wish you the best of luck, Tom. He did pick up the votes, and right now he is in the lead. And Bob, you're running a real close second, so we all pray for you, trust me. And with that, we're going to go into an executive session to meet with the chief and a fine young man here who wants to be a dispatcher. And with that, we'll be taking no action this evening. So with that, I'm gonna make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Thank you. Be safe. We're gonna get some rough weather next week, and be careful. Bye-bye.